Hey, welcome. It is day number, oh gosh, what day are we on? 7? I think it's day, yes, day number 7 of the 31 Days of Tarot, hosted by Ethany. And today's topic is my most used tarot deck of 2017 and why. Well, it's still my Shadowscapes Tarot deck. It is my favorite deck. I use it all the time. I use it for all my client readings. Well, maybe not all, but I would say like 90% for sure. I use it for myself. I just love this deck. I admire the artist and all of the artwork in this deck. I still think it is some of her best work that she put into her tarot deck. The artist is Stephanie Law, and I don't know, I just really connect with this deck. I just have a relationship with this deck, and I don't think have any plans to stop using it anytime soon. I love it's kind of a blend of Celtic and Asian mythology with the artist's own twist. Like those, well, maybe not those unicorns. I was going to say the unicorns in it are kind of the more Asian unicorns than the more European unicorns, which is totally fine, but it's got dragons in it. It's got fairies in almost every single, just about every card. There's fairies somewhere in the card. Like the detail in this deck is just incredible. And that's what her artwork is like. She's a watercolor artist, and yeah, I've just been a huge fan of her art for a long time. So here's the unicorns. Here are the more Asian unicorns. They look more like deer than like horses. But I love how the suits are like, with the suit here, the suit of water, there's a lot of mermaids in it, and fish and aquatic things, of course. That's not particularly unusual. The suit of swords has a lot of birds and butterflies, also not that unusual, but I like her style. I like her style of birds. There's a lot of, specifically a lot of swans and ravens. The pentacles have lizards and dragons, and the wands have like these cats, like lions and foxes, and kind of almost like a mashup of like lion, fox, red furry creatures or steeds. It's pretty cool, and I love the colors. I love the backs of the cards. It's just, purple is my favorite color, so I love the color of the borders. I love the color of the backs. Now, this is a really well-used deck, and I don't know if you could see how grimy and grubby, and like the edges are starting to chip and fray. And I've been thinking a long time about what to do about this deck. Like, do I toss it out and replace it with a new copy, or like, can I just edge it? And will that get rid of kind of the grub and the grime? Will it hide it? And I've heard mixed opinions about that. But what I think I want to do with this very well-loved, well-used deck is I'm thinking about, just because you can see, hopefully you can see, that it's just like the slightest little bit along the edges that have worn out. And I thought maybe if I just trim the edges just ever so slightly, just to get that grubbiness and the chips off of it, and then edge it with like a nice kind of metallic lilac or something. That's my plan. So I'm gonna go to the craft store and get some supplies and see if I can find some really good ink to edge it with that matches the color scheme, and then something to do the corners with, so when I trim it, they're not as sharp. Just redo the corners as well. And I wonder if I can bring new life to this deck, give it a few more years before it's time to replace it. I'll just keep trimming it until I'm starting to cut into the picture. We'll see how that works. I don't know if anybody else has done that. If you've done that before, if you've like have any ideas of what to do with grubby old decks and how to kind of bring new life to the edges so they're not like, they're almost like sticky. It's almost embarrassing to talk about, but like, oh, the black, like you could see the black on every corner and just the grub and grime, and I just like to refresh, give it a refresh, freshen it up a little bit. But this is and probably will always be one of my favorite tarot decks, and I'm not ready to give it up. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have ideas, if anybody's like just trimmed it to get rid of the grubbiness. Let me know what your experiences were like. If you have any tips or warnings for me, let me know. I'd love to hear some thoughts. And I'm going to end it there. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 8. And until then, stay shiny and keep sparkling, guys. Bye.